Hi and welcome to episode 7 of YarnAdelaide Knits. My name's Nicole and thanks for stopping by. Welcome back to all my regular viewers. Glad that you're still hanging in there with me, and welcome to all my new viewers. You can find me on Ravelry as Koala Girl and join in the Koala Girl podcast group on Ravelry. That would be great. And I'm also Koala Girl 74 on Instagram. Today I've got some finished objects, some works in progress, a little bit of guild news, and I've got some acquisitions, or gifted acquisitions, so that was a bit exciting. So let's get into it. What I have first up is some finished objects. So we finished the guild competition for the late summer knitting frenzy, where we had to start and finish as many projects in the month of February, or beginning of February to, I think our meeting was on the 5th of March. And depending on what you knitted and finished, it was dependent on what tickets you got. So for instance, you knitted a beanie, you got 1 ticket. You finished a adult garment, adult size jumper, you got 3 tickets. So yeah, so I managed to knit 5 beanies and a cowl. So my first one is Declan hat by Samantha Kirby. I knitted it in Cleckheaton Country 8-ply. I think I've got the got the tag here. Something that got discounted at Spotlight. Just there. Yeah, it's a nice dark green. The colourway is 2292. It's a really nice dark, rich, dark green. Ooh, it probably looks black on the screen. Probably get slightly hints of green with all the sun glare and what have you. But yeah, I'm really happy, and you can see the cables that gradually get smaller as they go up the top. Yeah, this, with the amount of cabling, because I love my cables of knitting that I've done over the years, I learnt a new technique, was with using 2 cable needles, which was interesting. Where, yeah, you had a cable needle at the front and the back when you crossed over, because you had another stitch that you had to knit before you put the cabled stitches back on the needle. So yeah, that was quite interesting. It's a free pattern, so yeah, check it out. It's quite easy, and this will be for my husband, because I really like the dark green, because it was from a had a bit left over from, because I didn't use very much, from the Blacky Yarns test knit that I did, which those patterns have been put online now, which are free also to download, which is pretty awesome. And they've got a really nice cute little sock pattern that I might do later on. So that was number 1, and then I did a Ricky hat, which is this one here, which is, the yarn is, what is it? It's from the Be Creative alpacas. A few years ago, we haven't been for a little while now, since I fell pregnant with Scarlett, I don't think. No, we haven't been back. We used to go on holiday a fair bit at Kabowie, which is near Edithburgh down the York Peninsula, and in Wool Bay there is an alpaca farm that has an alpaca shop in it. So it's like, well, I went there when we were over there last, and I thought, well, cool, I'll be able to get some alpaca yarn from their farm shop, and to get, you would think you'd be able to get their own alpaca yarn, but no, they didn't have any of it. They just sold all alpaca stuff, and a lot of it was imported, which was a bit disappointing. But they did have a little bit of Be Creative alpaca yarn, which is from, I think Be Creative is from Victoria, and this is the Be Creative alpacas 8-ply, which is It's got Suri alpaca, alpaca, wool and silk in it. So yeah, it's a nice little variegated one. It's quite fluffy. I don't know. I'm not sure whether I'll keep this for myself or give it as a gift. I don't know whether I'll wear these colours, although I do like the colours. But yeah, it's quite... And you can see how sort of floppy it is with the alpaca in it. But it's nice and soft, but it tickles as well. But that's just the characteristic of alpaca, really, isn't it? And you can see all the, you see the hue, yeah, the halo of the longer fibres. Yeah. So yeah, that one was number 2. And then I did a bankhead hat by Susie Gawley. Oh, sorry, the Ricky, everybody knows the Ricky hat is also another free pattern on Ravelry. Yeah, so I used 3.5 and 4mm needles, and this is done in Clequeton Country tartans, which, yeah, bankhead hat was fairly easy and straightforward, and it's made me really like the twisted rib stitch, which is, yeah, quite nice to do. And the red, I like the red. Silas might have this one, he likes his red as well. So yeah, that was, yeah, did 3.5mm needles for the ribbing and 4mm, yeah, 4mm for the rest. And the Clequeton Country 8-ply is machine washable as well. It's pretty cool. And then I did, I did a barley hat by Tin Can Knits, another free pattern on Ravelry, and this is done in Classic Elite Yarn Princess. I'll find the tag. Which, yeah, is the Princess yarn, which is, I've got a bit of a mix in this one. It's 40% merino, 28% viscose, 10% cashmere, 15% nylon and 7% angora. And that basically took a full 50-gram skein, which is 150 yards. Yeah, what colour does it say it is? It doesn't say, it just gives you a number, colour 3489. But yeah, it's nice and soft, this yarn, and it looks really cute on Scarlet, even though I did, because the barley hat has about 4 or 5 sizes right through from baby to large adult, and I did the ladies size, so the second to largest size, and it looks very cute and slouchy on Scarlet. It's quite cute. And then I found another free pattern, which is Cherry on Top by, who's that by? That's by Elena Nodell. No, it wasn't a free pattern. When I saw it, she had it free for a certain time. And yeah. And this is supposed to be done in a worsted weight yarn. And again, it's done in Clequeton Country. I seem to have quite a few balls of Clequeton Country 8-ply in my stash, like 1 or 2 ball lots for beanie making, for when I send the beanies up to Alice Springs. And this one's in like a slate grey, which is almost has a green tone to it, which is quite nice as well. But yeah, this is supposed to be done in a worsted weight yarn, and in the picture it is it looks a bit more slouchier, so I wonder whether that's because worsted weight is just that a little bit heavier, that would give it a little bit more body. And yeah, but I did the same needle sizes as she requested on the pattern, and that was 3.5mm for the twisted rib and 4.5 for the cable. So yeah, that's nice as well. And then another finished object, but I haven't blocked it yet. I've had it finished for a week or so. but I need to block it. And that is the Infinito cowl by YarnAdelaide. So it's got the back and forth for the cowl, and then you Kitchener stitch. I can't find it. There is a little boo-boo, something I did awry when I Kitchener stitch, so I know where the join is. And then the stitches are picked up to do the lace. Now I can't remember, because this was lace knitting every row. So what is it? You got lace knitting and knitted lace. One is knitting lace every row, and the other is knitting lace one row and then purling back. And this one was every row, so I had to keep your wits about it. You didn't have the relaxed row back. So yeah, so it probably took a little bit longer to finish off the lace part of it, because I needed quiet time, so I knew where I was at. And I can't find where I did my Kitchener stitch to show you. Well, there it is. Can you see? There's a little hole in the middle of it where I'd done something. There. Can you see it? No, it's not really. Oh, it's sort of coming up. But yeah, so that's how I know where I did the Kitchener stitch. I used to be quite daunted by Kitchener stitch, but now I've done it a few more times now, and it's quite simple. I just need the instructions in front of me to remember how to do it, and then I'm fine. So yeah, oh, that's done in, well, this is part of my acquisitions, because it's done in some white gum 4-ply that I got, that my mother-in-law bought back for me from Tasmania. Now those colours, the green, let me see if I can find the tags. Got a little bag of where I keep all the tags. So the cream in there, it's a cream, slightly grey, is called Silver Bottle. That's your white gum wool. White gum wool is awesome. If you have a look on their website, they've got the interview that they did probably 2 years ago now. That's on Landline, and that's when white gum wool was introduced to me. Yeah, about their farming practices and stuff, because it's not organic yarn, being that it doesn't have the certification, but it's more than organic. It's more about biodynamic yarn, where she and the lady, well, she's a shepherdess, I guess, isn't she? The farmer, the female sheep farmer, and she tries to avoid, what does she try? She tries to avoid a lot of the drenching ways of chemicals and what have you that sheep can need throughout their life due to worming and parasites and what have you. And what I took out of the interview that I saw on Landline was that she will put them on different pastures that you can get different weeds. She'll grow different weeds on pastures that will help her to them to get rid of some parasites and that sort of thing, which I found quite interesting. So using Mother Earth, putting back into the earth for what she's taking out, being more biodynamic rather than organic, because the organic farming usually still reaps nutrients out of the soil. So yeah, and then the beautiful softness of the yarn, but is also due to it not being over processed. So it's not superwash. So yeah, it will felt, and it is quite soft and limp kind of yarn, but really not beautiful on the skin and what have you. So that's why I did a cowl with it. I do have something else that I want to do with some others, and I'll show you them a little bit later. So yeah, they're all my finished objects. Let me have a sip of my coffee. It's my Gloria mug that I got for when we our last holiday in Queenstown when I was pregnant with Scarlett. So something that I have fond memories of. Now, what I think that's all. Yeah, they're all my finished projects. What I have is some works in progress. So what I'm currently doing at the moment is a campsite shawl by, I'm halfway through a row, far out. Obviously I got distracted. Yeah, so I think I'm up to the third section of the eyelets. You can see, and basically the eyelets get closer and closer together. And this is done in Cleckheaton Country Naturals this time, because you've got the Cleckheaton Country and then you've got the Country Naturals. So that's that one there. So it's with Australian wool, and that's 8 ply. And this is the charcoal colourway is 1838. It's more the charcoal. I've got a few, and you saw the beigey one with the shawl that I did last month for Blackie Yarns. So yeah, it's got a nice rustic feel to it. And I chose to do it in the charcoal colour because this I'll do for myself, because I reckon I'll get a good wear out of it too. This will be quite a bit bigger yarn. I wish I had finished the row. Oh well. But yeah, I reckon that might be finished by the next podcast. And then when we were doing the and then again, what is that from? That is from some silly show. when I was madly knitting for the late summer frenzy for the guild competition that I didn't win in the end anyway, but that's alright. Kind of, I would have liked to have won, but then I thought, well, I did coordinate the competition, so it would be a bit funny if I did win. So I'm kind of glad that I didn't. Yeah, I decided, I started reading the Outlander series of books. Well, I'm still on the first one, only a few pages in, because I haven't felt like reading. I've wanted to knit. You can't, and I really should have investigated downloading an audio book of it so I could listen to it and knit at the same time. So I just decided to knit a bookmark, and the bookmark is, what's it called? It's called Tammy's Bookmark, and it doesn't say, obviously her name is Tammy. It doesn't say who it's by on the printout. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and yeah, it's a bit lacy. I've got on 2 mil sock needles, my 6-inch sock, Knit Pick sock needles, and I've got some leftover crochet cotton. I think it's a number 10 in a burgundy from some crocheted doilies that I made a few years ago. And yeah, I'm sort of not quite, almost at the length that I want it. I'm not sure, every time I do the pattern repeat I go a little bit longer, do one more, and because it's only fine cotton, it only grows like a centimetre at a time, so one more repeat will do. So yeah, that's quite coming along. Again, I have to follow a pattern every row. I'm sort of a bit annoyed with myself. Where did I put that? Oh, don't tell me I left it inside. I did too. I'm going to go get it. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back. Don't you hate it when you think you've all got everything out that you need and you leave something behind? So, last night me and Justin had a date night. Woohoo! Ended up having tea at home, and the mother-in-law, Justin's mum, came to look after the kids, and rather than the kids go there, she came here thinking it would be easier to get Scarlett to sleep, and I think it was in the end. So yesterday afternoon I was going, what can I can't knit anything in the cinema that I'm currently knitting on because I need to follow a pattern because it's in the dark. Oh, here's a tip for if you want to do the knitting in the cinema. Choose an aisle seat, sorry, so that way you get the lights of the steps. Just a little bit of that light goes a long way. So you can sort of muffle your way through it. So yeah, so I decided, what can I knit that isn't just plain, although I could knit a plain pair of vanilla socks, but I don't have any real exciting self-striping yarn that is, you know, would warrant a plain pair of vanilla socks. So I thought I'll cast on some Hermione's Everyday Socks. Yay! And because it was only the beginning. So I had some opal neon that I got quite a few years ago. Oh, yeah. Going on maybe 7. It's been a mustache for a while. Yeah, because I got this from one of the ladies that used to go along to my Monday knitting group. She's since passed away. Came across Astrid's Dutch Obsessions online on Ravelry, and she had a heap of sock yarn going out, quite reasonably priced, so we all pitched in and ordered some, and we got a big, you know, a decent shipment come, and this was one of the ones that was on special that I chose. So it's from the Dita Dawning collection. So yeah, I haven't knitted in opal for a while now. So yeah, and rather than do just basic red, I decided I've got a knot in the centre pull, so it doesn't want to come out easily. I did some twisted rib. So yeah, and I thought I'll just keep doing this in the dark while watching the movie, and I won't count the rows and go to see how I go when I come out. And there's a row where I think I must have knit. I don't know what I've done. So I'm in two minds whether to pull it out. No, I think I knit instead of purl for a few stitches. But you can barely notice it. That's the luxury of you. Can you really see it? Yeah. So that's 64 stitches for Hermione's Everyday Socks, but I'm using 2.25mm needles, which is what she asked for, because I only have one set of 2.5mm needles, and the Melisandre socks are still on there, which I have not touched, and the Eddard socks I ended up pulling out because I just wasn't feeling 2 pairs of socks that I just weren't feeling the urge to do. One had to go. I thought, and the only reason why the Melisandre socks are still on is because I've almost finished one sock. So that's just too much to sacrifice for no good reason other than I just wasn't feeling it. So yeah, so I'm going to leave these. These don't have any time where I have to have them done by, so this will be easy knitting for when I'm out and about, like going to the movies. I went and saw The Revenant, and that's awesome. Quite brutal and full on, but amazing as well. So yeah, it's funny because I'll tell you a story about these as well. It was almost at the end of one row, and I dropped the stitch, and I couldn't figure out what I had done. So I was going to, I needed to go to the toilet, so I thought, no, I'll take my knitting and I'll go pick up the stitches while I'm in the toilet, and then I can come back and keep knitting. I couldn't just stop and go, nah, figure it out when I get home. I was still quite happy, and the movie was 156 minutes, so it was 2.5 hours. So, and we were only about an hour in, so I still had a bit of knitting time, and we'd had dinner, and then we went out to lunch. We went to the the Avery dessert bar on the parade. That was quite yummy, quite cute, very rustic and, you know, shabby chic setup. And we had a chocolate tasting plate for two, and that was yummy. So it had flourless chocolate cake, a chocolate mousse, two little pots of chocolate mousse for each of us, that had some strawberry, I think it was strawberry coulis in it, and then chocolate soil, and then some waffles with handmade vanilla ice cream, which was yummy. And what else did it have? Oh, with chocolate sauce and macerated strawberries to go over the waffles. Something else, was that? Yeah, we had a piece of cake each, a little piece of flourless chocolate cake each, little mousse each, and then we shared the waffle. Yep, and a coffee. So that was good. So we didn't have any popcorn while we were in the cinema, just had a bottle of water, so I couldn't eat popcorn and stop knitting, so I still wanted to keep my hands moving. So I had to go fix up my mishap, and I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't pick up the stitch in the dark. I tried and go, nah, and just, yeah. So I did what I did. So yeah, so I think that's everything in my works in progress. I haven't done anything on my sock blanket. It's been too warm. And it's getting big. Although I might do some over the next. It's supposed to cool down Monday, so hopefully this autumn weather is coming, because I do enjoy autumn because it gets nice and cool, and then the sun, but you still have nice sunny days as well. So yeah. So what else do I have? Oh. Something that I did cast on, and I did post an Instagram photo of, is that I started doing a brioche cow, and that's from the Pearl Soho. There's a free pattern from Pearl Soho, from Pearl Bee, and yeah, I started doing that, which I was really enjoying, but my colour choices were a bit nah. I didn't. They weren't consuming me with going, I have to get it done, and it was quite thick because they've done into 8-ply yarn. So I and then I found when I was when you sort of being that you're joining it in the round, when I'd start a new row, there was something that I wasn't, and because you start a new row and you swap colours, it wasn't joining or wasn't carrying on very neatly. It was a bit inconsistent with what I'd chosen to do. And so I didn't like it, so I pulled it back, and I thought, no, I won't recast this on, because A, I don't really like the colours together, and B, it's a bit thick for a cow that I will end up doubling up around my neck anyway, and it's not like it gets down to 2 degrees and snows here in winter. So I think I will recast on in a 4-ply, which leads me in to some acquisitions. So mother-in-law comes back from Tasmania, and well, she rang me from the Salamanca wool shop in Salamanca in Tassie, saying, what colours do you want for this white gum wool? There's some here. And so, oh, get me some neutral colours. And he goes, you want the 4-ply? Yep. So I ended up getting one in the neutral. I got the silver bottle, which is quite nice. I really like that because it looks really nice with, she said that there was this nice sagey green, so I got this one as well. These are from the 2 colours from the cow, so feels like there's more than half a ball left for them, which is really good. And what I do to get me some yellow, some bright yellow, so when I knit some crow's colours with the red, blue and yellow, I'll have the yellow, because this gold yellow is hard to come by, coincidentally. I know a friend that does a lot of felted beanies for Alice Springs and stuff. He likes to do them in the footy colours. Trying to get a feltable bright gold yellow is really hard, because there's more than one football team that has this kind of colour. So and then I got burgundy as well, which is called Flax Lily. The everlasting is the gold, natural is the cream. What's the green? The green one's called, let's see if I can find this tag. I don't think I've got the tag, because Scarlett likes to get the tags and rip them up. and if I have them around my wall and she finds my wall because I've left it out because I've got up and done something, and she gets in and rips them up, and I think that's one of the ones that she's ripped up this past couple of weeks. It's getting warm out here. So yeah, which leads me into these are the two colours that I think I might, which are done in 4x, that I might use to do the brioche cowl when I cast on again. Because now that I've got my head around how the brioche is done, I think I can work it to my own specifications. So yeah, this is some Stranded in Oz, which I've shown you before, which is from one of her, I think it was one of her sock clubs that she had a bit left over, so it was in one of her bargain bins when she had out, which is a really, I don't know what it is with me and green. I really love red, but I'm very cautious of buying red, so I don't want it to overflow my my stash, or even when I buy clothes. I think, yeah, it's bizarre, because sometimes red can be hard to coordinate with, so I get cautious of diving into it, but I'm starting to relinquish that and starting to look at it and want to buy it again. So yeah, so I'm going to have a go, cast on a cowl and the 4ply, and the white gum wool around your neck is just going to be delicious. Did everybody get their Bendigo new winter colour chart, which has all their yummies in it? I did. And yeah, speaking of yellow, they brought out a few new colours in the yellow, as you can see, but unfortunately they're all machine washable, so they're no good for my mate. But I haven't bought from Bendigo for a while because I've still got stuff in my stash, but their colours are getting better. And Bendigo wool, it's a good cheap yarn. It's processed in Australia, it's processed in Victoria. I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure it's 100% Australian. I think it is. It's more that I'm not sure exactly what breeds of sheep they are. I think the luxury was merino, and the others, well, they've got Stella in, which is wool and bamboo as well. So yeah, it has its place. A lot of people will discredit it and think it's, you know, for carpet making or rug making and what have you, but no, I think it has its place, and you know, people have to watch their pennies and what have you, so it's something that you can still enjoy doing your craft at a reasonable price. That's always good for, yeah, and yeah, your luxury indie dyers and what have you, your luxury yarns and your indie dyers still have their place. It's just unfortunately it becomes a bit more expensive when you want to do bigger garments with. But hey, we do what we can. As far as guild news goes, the guild is having their open day on Saturday the 21st of May 2016 at the RSL Hall in Unley, which is 29 Arthur Street in Unley. If you would like to, if you're an indie dyer or sell some buttons or accessories that go with knitting and spinning and what have you, and you're going to be in Adelaide, private message me on Ravelry, or message me, although you can message me via YouTube, but I don't know how to message back, because I've had a few messages and it's like, oh, that's great, and yeah, and it's just been good that they've also been on Ravelry, that I've been able to respond to them. So yeah, drop me a line on Ravelry. I think you can also message on Instagram as well. I just have to give you permission to do so, but that's not hard to do. So yeah, if you want a table to sell your wares, let me know. We'd love to have you along, and we always love to see, feel, touch, and of course buy. yeah, your stuff. So I've already got a couple interested. Melissa from Stranded with Oz is coming along. Kathy from Kathy's Fibres is also interested, and they're two that usually come along each year. They have done for the past few years because I've coordinated the sellers and what have you. And Carol from Dyed Aussie Yarn is showing some interest as well, so which will be good because she lives locally, but to me, but I have never met her, and she must work during the week and can't make it to the knitting groups that I go to in the area and what have you. Or I know she's got little people too, so juggling them might prove a little bit tedious at times, which I can fully understand and appreciate. Yeah, I think that's everything for this week, guys. Yeah, I've told you all my whips, and yeah. Oh, one side note, I need to publicly thank my son Silas. He's also known as the Aussie Gamer 99 on YouTube. So he's the one that's sort of part of the reason why I've chosen to do some podcasting. He's 13, he's just started high school, and he's shown interest in movie making, video making, and editing and all that kind of stuff. So I thought it would be a way to help nurture his interest in that kind of field for down the career-wise, for down the track. And I get to use his video camera because his grandparents bought him one Christmas, not last year, the year before. So, you know, it's getting good use and what have you. And he helped me with editing, or setting up the editing process on my computer so I can do it, and he uploads it onto YouTube for me and what have you, because, you know, the ignorant mother, you know, that's those young people's kind of thing. Oh geez, now I sound really old. Oh dear, the heat is getting to me. I think I need to go inside. So yeah, if you've got kids that are into video games and Pokemon and what stuff, he does a few video videos on that sort of thing. So yeah, send them that way. He'd appreciate a few more views of his videos, which, you know, we all understand. So yeah, okay, on that note, have a good week, guys, or have a good couple of weeks. Hope to see you in a fortnight or so. It ends up being, it's weird when next week I'll go, oh, I need to start thinking about another podcast, or I reckon I've got time to do it now. So the first week after doing it, I go, no, but I'd need to do it fortnightly. No, it's alright, let it go, we'll do it next week. And the week that I'm usually supposed to do podcasts, the days that I sort of set aside that I can do it, I end up being busy. So I go, no, I'll do it this, and no, I'll do it this day. And yeah, today's Sunday the 13th? 12th or 13th of March, yeah. And the whole family's home, and they've been pretty good, although I can hear Scarlett whinging because she's just waking up now. So she's probably dictating to the boys in there, going, I want my lunch. So yeah, on that note, had enough of my waffle. Enjoy your knitting, guys. See ya.